Welcome back to Blitz.ai tutorials. Last time we have created entities and have added these to our intents. Now that you're able to train your chatbot's algorithm, it is time for you to learn how to modify the conversational flow of your intent by using basic elements. Watching this tutorial will help you, but of course it's better to train yourself. So after this tutorial, I'll advise you to do the training part 1, the basics. A standard flow is generated whenever an intent is created. The flow can be accessed by clicking on your bot and then clicking on the Dialog Manager in the upper right corner. The Dialog Manager is the area of the platform where you will spend most of the time to create the perfect bot that seamlessly connects intents and creates the best experience for your users or customers. The Dialog Manager uses many elements that are also present in business process management disciplines. The differences between the welcome intent, the non-intent, and the plain ticket intent should be explained. The welcome intent contains the flow that is shown to the users when the chat panel is opened. Basically, it contains the flow that will start a conversation with your user. The flow of the non-intent will be presented to the user when repeatedly the user's input cannot be identified by the natural language processing engine. Right now, we'll leave both flows as they are and focus on the flow that belongs to our self-created plain ticket intent by selecting it in the left drop-down menu. The standard flow that was created with our intent has a start element, a dialog element, and an end element. A single flow can only have one start element, but can have multiple end elements. The settings of the end element show various endings for users that have gone through your flow. Every time a start element or an end element is reached in your flow, the user's input will be analyzed by the natural language processing engine. Between the start and end, users will follow a regular flow, unless more advanced elements are used, which we will not cover at this stage. For now, we will adjust this flow to one where the user is presented a message, is asked a question, and based on the answer, is guided to a different message. So let's start from scratch by deleting everything. You can delete elements one by one, as I do it right now, or you can delete everything in the upper right corner. We can add elements from the left side menu, as I do here, starting with the start element. From here, you can either use the pop-up menu, or you can select another element from the left side menu. Now I have added a dialog element from the left side menu, and by clicking on it and going to the right side drop-down menu, I can change its function to an ask question block. I will need a conditional element and two more dialog elements. This end element is in the way, so let's delete it and let's arrange it nicely. Having a structured flow is key to understanding how your flow works at later stages. What we can do is to change the name of the output of our ask question block to output. And saving it again. Now that we have given a new name to our ask question output, we can use this output as input for the condition element by clicking on it and then selecting the condition. Here we can pick output, the new name that we have just given, and we need to pick the operation. There are tons of operations, but for now we'll choose the math comparator. Besides picking an operation and a condition, you need to set the outgoing arrows to what they should match. Always you should have one that goes the default option and another one for which you can enter a smaller than, a bigger than, and an in-range value in this case. For now, we'll pick the smaller than value. The question that we will add to the ask question block is, what is the maximum price that you want to pay for your plane ticket? What we will do is we'll add a message to the dialog element that has the incoming arrow with the X is less than not given. So we'll click on it, we'll change it to a message block, and we'll say, sorry, we don't offer plane tickets below 50 euro. This also gives a hint what we will fill in at the arrow. By clicking on it, we can set X to 50. So right now, if a user fills in any value below 50 to the ask question element, it will be redirected to the message that we have just given. By default, it will go to the other dialog. So with the other dialog element, we'll also click on it and turn it into a message block, and we'll give in the message for this element. Okay, I'll start the search for your plane ticket. Now behind both message elements, we should finish with end elements. So by clicking on it, then selecting the end element, for the default option, we'll just end the flow. For the other one, we'll restart the flow, meaning that if a user puts in any value below 50, it will be given this message, and then after it, it will be restarted until he fills in a value that is higher than 50. Doing so, you need to save your flow, publish it, so you can test it. So after testing, if you're happy and satisfied with your flow, you can leave it like this, and you can close the dialog manager. This was how you build a simple flow. Please download our training part 1 to learn more about building your flow, and read the user manual to discover all the different elements and blocks. For now, this was all. Thank you for watching and see you next time.